Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone, and hello. Well, on this occasion, my name is Muhammad Farkhi Faishol Hakim. You can call me Farkhi. On this occasion, we would like to discuss about a rapid development and integration of information technology in English language teaching. So, we have to focus on integration of information technology. Actually, because we have to discuss about technology development, and there is a relationship between technology and education system, especially for English language teaching. So we have to consider about the integrations. I mean the concept of integration. The integration is means like penyusunan unsur, penyetaraan unsur dari satu unsur dengan unsur yang lain. So such as there is a technology development that have a relation with with education system. So for next is educators menjelaskan konsep integrasi teknologi pembelajaran dalam pembelajaran bahasa Inggris di sekolah. So we need to know about educators explaining a concept integration of technology that are related with school, especially in English. So it's very important to know the educator first or objective, because it will help us to understand about the material itself. So the main point of our material is integration concept of technology development that has a relationship with English in a school. Then, table of contents. There are four table of contents. The 4 points. The first is historical development, call and mall. So we have to talk about the history, such as technology development. And second is benefit and concept of technology integrations. So it's one of the important things that we need to discuss. There is a TESOL technology standard, and there are many standards here. And the third is principles for using technology in language teaching. It means there are many principles that we need to discuss about using technology in language teaching. And the fourth is classroom applications. There are many software and there are many applications that we need to discuss in these materials. Do not confine your children to your own learning, for they were born in another time. Chinese proverb. It means, for example, such as there is a teachers that learn in old time, but it's different with modern time because there are many technology development here. Well, the first is historical development. So there are call and mall. We have to discuss first about computer assist language learning call. Using computer in language learning, so there are three stage or three development of computer. The first is behavioristic call, 1970th century. Yeah, it's focused on instructional such as a behavioristic, for example, mechanical tutor and individual work. So we just use a computer to mechanical tutor and individual work. And second is communicative call, 1980th century. So it's more communicative than behavioristics, such as games, using games, puzzle, writing, and reading practice. So in 1980th century, it designed for different purpose. The purpose is communicative. And the third is integrative call, 1990th century. So it's development of behavioristic and communicative call. Integrative is mean it's like integrations penyetaraan unsur satu dengan unsur yang lain, penyusunan atau penyetaraan ya unsur satu dengan unsur yang lain, diantaranya adalah for example web 1.0 and web 2.0. In web 1.0 um, are more statistic in content, and user of the tools are viewers of such content, statistic web page such as what's that Britannica online directories, news sites, and many other. But in web 2.0 tools are more active in content, and users are also creators of such content in blogs, wikis, social networking, sites, and etc. So 2.0 is focused on um, viewers and creators. I mean, the user are also become a creator, but in one web 1.0 is just a viewers, focus on viewers. Then the second is mobile assist language learning model. So it's focused on mobile phone, more than 3 times as many phones as personal computers. Kukulska Home 2013 page 1. So it focus in mobile because there is a technology development from computer to become a mobile phone. So there is a three reasons using MOL, mobile assist language learning, is kept functional between phone and personal computer. So it's very different, of course, between the mobile phone and personal computer. In the first, smartphone give user a far greater flexibility than to personal computer because they can connect to the internet through cellular data networks in additional to local Wi-Fi. Then the change is not just limited to the wireless environment. Mobile phone hardware has seen exponential progress as well. The screen size of some smartphone has increased to 5 inches or larger, and the resolution has improved to around maybe around of 1980 until 1080. Second is availability. Availability, of course, is very difference between computer and mobile phone. So it's more flexible and it's available to bring everywhere because mobile phone is like the world in our hand. And the third is interesting shape because mobile phone is smaller than computer, so it can bring flexibly, and the shapes is good and better than computer because the computer is bigger than mobile phone. And second is benefit and concept of technology integrations. So it's one of the important things that we need to discuss because it talk about concept of technology integration. There are many benefits and concepts based on standards. The first is TESOL technology standards. Second is opportunities for interactions. The third is access to authentic linguistic data and use, enacting agency and identity opportunities for cross-cultural learning. First, we need to discuss TESOL technology standards. Yeah, we know that TESOL technology standards is like teaching English in other language. So there are many goals in this TESOL technology standard. So the first is goal 1. There is a standard 1, goal 2, standard 4, goal 3, standard 3, and goal 4, standard 2. So we discuss about the goal 1, standard 1. Goal 1, standard 1, a language teachers demonstrate knowledge and skills in basic technological concept and operational competence meeting or exceeding TESOL technology standards for language learner in whatever situation they teach. This means that as a teacher, you have to know at least as much about technology for language education as you and the learner standards expect your students to know. And second is goal 2, standard 4. Language teachers use relevant research finding to inform the planning of language learning activities and tasks. Part of being a professional in any field involves understanding the research based of that field. To teach with the technology, you should know not only about research on second language learning pedagogy, but also about the research on integrating relevant technology into your class. And the third is goal 3, standard 3. Language teachers evaluate the effectiveness of specific students' use of technology to enhance teaching and learning. This means you gather information formally or informally and use it to reflect on whether a particular program, activity, or task was helpful and what you might do to make it more effective the next time. And goal 4, standard 2, language teachers regularly reflect on the intersections of professional practice and technological development so that they can make informed decisions regarding the use of technology to support language learning and communication. You keep up to date with the new technology development to see if they can make your teaching and your students' learning more effective. You are a lifelong learner. Then opportunities for interactions. Language learners can be exposed to various form interaction while technology. Yeah, as we know that in modern time, every student, every person have a mobile phone. So they can express their imaginations, their feelings through what's that, a status or some feed in Instagram and many others. So they can share their expression or their feeling to social media. Technology, especially web 2.0 tools such as Facebook, Twitter, and linked WhatsApp can help our students enhance social connections. So the main point is social connections. In fact, online social networking has become almost necessary in their social lives as means of enacting individual and group identities and building useful connections. Communication with a speaker of the student's target language can be done through synchronous or asynchronous written online chatting with local peers in the language class. In this way, students, especially those who learn it's like a less commonly taught language, it's called LCTLS, can compensate for lack of content with their L2 and extend their social interaction beyond the language classroom. Then access to authentic linguistic data and use. Yeah, we know that internet is very important in our life, and in the sessions students naturally tend to use their target language and gain access to authentic linguistic material. This means because the students and the teachers can access randomly through internet about the materials, so internet has a good effect in education systems, and there are many research available, and teachers need to carefully design lesson plan maybe and activities and select appropriate materials because the students can looking for the materials, I mean the authentic materials by themselves, because learners can easily access the multimodal collection of linguistic and cultural information on the web. Yeah, so the teachers need to guide them on what and how to use such a research for the benefits of their learning. The wealth of authentic text, video clips, or online dictionaries, online grammar, and there are many authentic materials into classroom activities. So the teachers has to guide them and give an instructions about classroom activities. Students can be encouraged to create their own website, blogs, online communities using multimodal communications, which can be turned into active project-based learning. So it's very useful to access the authentic materials. So of course they can study independently. Okay, then enacting against an identity. Yeah, another important aspect of Web 2.0 influence is that language learners' engagement is in SNS can facilitate the construction of their social identities by creating virtual subjects positions for themselves and choosing what they call this what's that discursive patterns and symbolic research in word, photos, videos, symbols, and other modalities. Learners come to exercise against it. They make a decision on how they project themselves in relation to other in the SNS space and how they want other users to perceive them in particular social network. These are conscious effort and attentional processes because the learner are aware that other user can read and react to this post. Therefore, learners' participation in social networking sites represents the very dynamic development of an individual identities. So it's very important to know the identity of the materials that they post. Opportunities for cross-cultural learning. Digital learning can foster cross-cultural awareness and understanding through online video, blogs, visual image, and photos, offering a rich storehouse of word, history, and cultural information. So it's very important to know about the opportunities for the cross-cultural learning through technology development. So we can know the culture one and this second culture and the other culture. So the cross-cultural learning is needed for students because the students can modify how the students learn everything. So it's like how the students learn uh, in different ways, something like that. Then number three, principles for using technology in language teaching. So it's like basic or foundations in using technology in language teaching. Principles for using technology in language teachings are acknowledge that the boundary between learning and playing is blurring. And second is promote active and collaborative learning activities using technology. So there is a collaborative learning and promoting active. So the students can motivate by teachers to become an active students. After that, they can collaborative. They can do a collaborative learning activities using technology. The third is provide scaffolding when needed for successful task completions. Yeah, so it's useful for the students in learning process. For example, in task completion. And the fourth is keep paragraph concise and use bulleted lists for online reading text, especially on mobile device. Yeah, because we know that ebook and reading exercise we can read in our mobile. Be aware of the challenge of maintaining up-to-date information, knowledge, and resources available on the internet. Yeah, internet is like the word in our hand, so we can use wisely, looking for some materials, looking for some informations, looking for some knowledge. So we have to be aware of the challenge of maintaining up-to-date informations. Next, classroom applications. There are many applications or software that we can use, especially for teachers and students, and it can influence for reading and writing skill, listening and speaking skill, then grammar and vocabulary. For reading and writing, there are many applications in technology development. The first is email, second is ebook readers and e-reserves, wikis and blogs, and social networking. So we can improve our reading skills and writing skill through using email applications. Sometimes we have some message for the other students or the other friends through email. After that, there is ebook readers. For example, I read ebook resources for theory in doing a thesis, something like that. And there is a blogs, there is some information. Then the last is social networking. So it's like in social media. So we can read a lot of informations in social networking. Then listening and speaking. There are three. First is video clips and audio podcasts. And second is audio and video conferencing and portable internet device with a video camera. Video clips and audio podcasts. There are many students that expert in creating a short movie, a short video, because the positive effect of technology development. Video clips and audio podcasts is very useful in improving listening and speaking skills of students. And the second is audio and video conferencing. It's like a Zoom, it's like a Google Meet. It's necessary, especially in pandemic, because with we are talking COVID-19 and pandemic situations. So audio and video conferencing is necessary for education, especially for teaching learning process. And of course, there are many challenges that we face in doing education system through audio and video conferencing. Yeah, but we try to use a strategy in make an effective teaching learning process. And the third is portable internet device with video camera. Yeah, there is an internet device with a video camera. So internet is very important for all of the technology, especially for mobile phone and computer. And there is a video camera. So it can help the students getting some information, getting some materials, and getting some teaching learning process easily. And there is a grammar and vocabulary practice. There is online grammar exercise, corpus and concordance, mobile device. Yeah, actually there are many applications that we can use in improving our skills, especially for grammar and vocabulary, such as online grammar exercise, corpus and concordance, and mobile device, because we know that such as bamboozle, and yeah, of course we know some of the materials that exercise or examine our vocabulary and the grammar. After that, for the conclusions, the technology is very important in the education system because it influences many aspects of education. Yes, of course, we know that there are many effects of technology development. The positive effects are making easy in student learning process, getting insight, getting some informations, getting scientist idea, and many other. But actually, there is a negative effect from technology development. For example, juvenile delinquency. So, criminality, drug from social media, and many others. The technology, it can influence many aspects of educations, such as reading, listening, writing, and many other aspects of educations. So using technology, it can help in teaching learning process because the students can learn easily, can learn wisely, and can learn individually. For example, I have took my skripsi. So the title is the use of Telegram to facilitate students vocabulary learning. So I focus in procedure of using Telegram in improving vocabulary of students. After that, I do an observations and interview to the teacher and to the students. Yeah, the point is, you know that as we know that the Telegram is like a social media, it's like a WhatsApp, but most of the persons or most of people always think that Telegram only um, social media, it's like WhatsApp, but actually Telegram, it's one of the good applications in looking for some materials such as TOEFL, IELTS, listening, or everything that you can uh, search in Telegram. So the Telegram is better than WhatsApp, I think, because the students can learn and looking for some materials directly through a Telegram. So it's one of the example of um, using Telegram in facilitating students' vocabulary. Yeah, maybe that's all for today. And before I close my presentations, there is a laptop and there is a mobile phone. For example, WhatsApp. There is a group WhatsApp. So it's necessary for teaching learning process, especially in situation of pandemic, COVID-19. So we can learn together asynchronous maybe and using ebook readers that given by the lecturer or the teachers, so we can read by ourselves. Yeah, maybe that's all for today. If I have some mistakes, so I'm really sorry. Last to say, Wallahul Muwaffiq. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.